Hello, hi, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Lotus, Lotus the Sage. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to do another pick a card, and today's pick a card is going to be the turning point on your path. So you have 3 crystals today to pick from. So for pile 1 we have the green moss agate. For pile 2 we have gray moonstone or black moonstone, however you choose. And for pile 3 we have rainbow moonstone. It's a smaller version of this guy. Alright, my beautiful collective, so we are going to touch on your chances and risks, your conduct up until now, the suggested conduct for your future, some guidance, some extra juice in between. Okay, my collective, I'll see you at your choice. Welcome, my pal 1, who chose the green moss agate. Put you over here. Let's spread out your cards. All right, my beautiful collective of pile 1. So this center position over here, these 4 or 5 cards, it's representing how to recognize the turning point. Then on this left side over here, it is going to be how you've conducted yourself in the past, like your past conduct. This side over here is going to be your future suggestions of conduct. This is your guidance, of course. All right, so let's see how to recognize this turning point. We have the sun. And we have the path. How interesting. The turning point on the path. Ooh. That's interesting. So they just said, they didn't say, they showed me, excuse me, apologies, that the sun energy of this path here, excuse me, this card depiction of the path has the sun and the moon. Neither are bad, you know, but this one in particular is like, go towards the sun. I'm feeling what they're saying to you, sun energy, right? What they're saying to you is that the shadow work is done. Like this period of shadow work, like you're enough. That's what I'm getting. Like the shadow work of this particular journey, this particular part of the path is done. It's almost like you've come out from the shadow and now the new path is leading you this way into the sun. That's lovely. All right, let's see what else. The Knight of Wands. Yep. Moving in that direction with passion, with creativity, with excitement, with vigor, with optimism. Fast movement. Then we have the mice. Responsibility, diligence, perseverance, details, hard work. Can be a little bit annoying. There can be many distractions, but nothing you can't overcome. But I'm really feeling like the mice are speaking to when it feels like you have a responsibility is what I'm feeling, a responsibility to head towards this path now. It's like there's no more, again, the details have been done, have been completed, and now you can sort of use the practical skill, you know, of the theory. And then Friday, freedom reigns. Interesting. So for me, it's just freedom reigns in general. When we're talking about this, Friday can be significant. It can be like the end of a week kind of energy. I'm getting that they're bringing me to the focus of the blue, you know, of clarity of thought, clarity of mind. I just heard releasing of some responsibilities. Again, maybe that's what it is. It's about like the end of a cycle. That's what they're talking about, end of a week, end of a cycle, for you to step into that sun energy, sun path. So how to recognize this turning point is, I guess, when there's a possibility of a release of some of the responsibilities on other, and also the healing that you have done, recognizing and knowing that it is time to move out of that energy of the shadow. If you're feeling that way, this is the turning point, in other words. Interesting. Okay. So this position here is going to be like what you've been thinking, how you've been thinking, your conscious thought, your rational behavior. Remember, past conduct, yes? Okay. So we have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. I heard thinking, when am I going to get there? When is it my turn? That's what I heard first. They're giving me the sense of a feeling of dragging a wheel as opposed to the wheel having its own natural momentum. I'm getting a sense of feeling a little unlucky when it comes to things somebody wants, or the direction to head, a little halted or stalled. Interesting. That might be how you've been thinking. And then you have the dog, loyalty. Maybe that's what some of this new path is about, you know? It's about leaving a particular set of energies or people or group of people, collective energies, however this plays out for you, because of the fact that you have felt that there was a lack of loyalty or authenticity or transparency, support, confidence in each other, you know, like true friendship, you know, and to some degree, or true loyalty in whatever way and however this plays out for you. It feels like that might be where the consciousness might have been, where the rational thought may have been sitting. It's like there's no movement in this area. There's nothing to be done, and I feel like I'm again dragging a wheel that has no momentum, holding on to something maybe that I shouldn't be holding on to, or because them or the people, they don't put in the same effort. There's something interesting that I'm getting here. Look at that, twin souls. This is interesting, pile 1. Yeah, like loyalty to the path or the union. Again, even if this is romantic, it's the same, or not necessarily romantic, but can be intimate, you know? And you've been trying and putting in effort to like make it better or make this feel more solid, and it's like they're giving me the phrase like pulling a dead horse. That's what it might be feeling like for you. Interesting. Okay, so it's like about this emotional reasoning, you know, this unconscious beliefs, the emotional reasoning behind, I guess, how you've been thinking and why it's been this way. The Prince of Disc, yeah, lack of effort. That's what I feel, exactly what it feels like, lack of effort. And you want people to like put in the work to be a friend, you know. It's not like, again, it's like sustaining it. It's like love isn't enough in any capacity, you know. In some way, it's like, how do we sustain this? How is this consistent? How are we showing it? How are we living it? And then the child. Yeah, with this, we want some newness, some inspiration, some spontaneity, some fun, some innovation, some excitement for it, you know? It does feel like there's this, you know, if this is like how the path is turning, it's like there's a choice now. It feels like there's a choice. Do I stay with this energy, or do I go and step into something that brings me more joy? And I feel like if this is where you're at, like there's been too much, you know, like even if it's like chatter or not chatter, it's not the chatter, it's like, I think something gnawing at you is the word I'm looking for. If that's been an energy for you, there is a talk about this, you know. There's, whether this is romantic, platonic, business, familial, doesn't matter. Like there's been a lack of something for you, and it feels like you've been putting in the effort and the trying, you know, and it feels for you that it doesn't seem like it's moving anywhere. How you've been feeling or what you've been feeling, it echoes to that, you know, it echoes to the lack of effort, the lack of excitement, the lack of trying, the lack of newness, you know, it's more of the same. And then in the winter, yeah, two things with this. It's like, it's a very, Spirit saying it's like a winter phase of this area of your life. It's just cold, dead, lack of life, you know, and or the actual seasons of winter can be significant. I am filming this in January, the Northern Hemisphere, so we are in winter right now. So it can just be like a season right now where you feel kind of lonely. There's not a lot of connection, or again, lack of effort. That's really what I'm feeling the most of. And again, this particular, like the turning point in your path, I feel like it's an interesting pivotal moment for you. Because if this has to do with any type of relationship that's close to you, or relationships in general, and if this has been affecting the way that, you know, your everyday is, or the effort you put into something, or, you know, how much time you're bothered by it, all of this is sort of like sucking up that light energy, you know, that's kept you sort of in the shadow, almost feeling like you've been that illuminating light the whole way through. And now you're like, I need to sort of, not sort of, I need to allow myself to step and refill again and warm myself back up, because this has been too much work. I don't feel like it should be this difficult, you know? Okay, and this position here is going to be how you've presented yourself, you know, how others see you, how you're perceived. So as we said here, this was your conscious thought. This here is your emotions, how you're feeling, how you had been feeling. And this is how you had been or have been presenting. The Hermit in reverse. Maybe you started to speak up about it. Maybe you started to voice your opinions, and it's, you know what I'm getting? It's not quite an ultimatum. It's sort of just like, I actually recently did this too, which is interesting that they're bringing this up. I asked a particular friend of mine three questions that were kind of, it felt like I was in a limbo state with our connection. And I was like, these are 3 things I would love to know how to be a better friend for you, for us, you know, and had to go back and forth a little bit. And the last time that we went back and forth, which was, I don't know, I think it was Christmas Eve, he hasn't been able to respond. And it's January 6th, you know, as in when I'm filming this. And it's interesting because I generally tend to hit particular triggers with this friend of mine. And I had been keeping quiet about this stuff because of me knowing that I create these triggers in this person. And up until recently, I was like, you know what? Right now, all I'm doing is holding on to it. And regardless if it creates a trigger or not, if I know that I'm coming from love and it was from a genuine place of me wanting to make this a better union, then I have to accept what comes, you know? Regardless if I didn't want the length of time to be this long, or if it even's going to be longer, if I'm even going to get a response, you know what I mean? So I have to leave it be and allow it until, if it perks up again in me where I feel like I need to say something in voice, then I will. But, you know, this is kind of the energy that they're making me feel like something was voiced now. Like you haven't been, you've done enough of the soul searching, in a sense, like the shadow work is done. Now you're putting the theory into practice, and this is a part of that practice. This is interesting, 𝗵𝗹. And then the anchor, yeah. I'm telling you, theory into practice, you've anchored it in. And you spoke it, and it's like, it's solid words is what I'm feeling. It's like solid, it's legitimate, a legitimate rebuttal or conversation or debate or confrontation in a way that should be for the growth of both, you know, of all, of whatever. That's what you're seeking, you know, and that's what you have been seeking. And then I'm by your side. Look at this. And I feel like that's like spirit, for one. And 2, it's like you're saying, like, I'm here. Like, I'm here to be whatever you need. But like there has to be some sort of shift. Like, I can't be doing all of the work, all of the effort, you know? This is so interesting. I was not expecting this to go this way, in all fairness. Like, I was expecting it to go, like, uber deep into something. This is still deep, but this is interesting how it's playing out when it comes to the relationship dynamics and how much time it's taking out of you, so to speak. Or, yeah, it's just a matter of you trying to negotiate, where do I put my efforts? You know, because apparently it feels like mine are not being seen or appreciated, and I don't want to be in that energy. So hence I voice. I like it. I'm not mad at it. So in this position here, this is going to be how Spirit thinks you should conduct yourself moving forward now. Let's see. And we're using the After Tarot for this one. This was a ⴑⴗ Tarot, just in case you wanted to know. Woohoo! The Devil! Damn, how they want you to conduct yourself. Holy shit. Okay, so first I'm just, honestly, I'm getting like, you hold your own, my friend, hold your own. Because there is a discipline is what I'm getting, that Capricornian vibe. We are in Capricorn season, this card's probably going to come up a lot. But like this Capricornian vibe of that hard work, discipline, and a little bit more structure when it comes to, and Saturn, it's ruler, right? A little bit more structure when it comes to this element of your life, of where your path is turning in the direction of what you need in this area of your life. You know, and they're asking you to be, again, it feels like more responsible. Like, I know this Devil energy can be like manipulative and persuasive and toxic, but this is not what I'm getting. If they're asking you to conduct yourself in this manner, I'm truly feeling the positive attributes of this hardworking, disciplined Capricorn energy, of achievements, of material gained in life, material of life, you know? And people are a part of this material world. So there's that call to, like, stand your ground, my love. Hold your place. Hold your viewpoint. Hold your perspective. And the Tower, yeah, like, because it's about longevity, right? And again, authority and power with the Tower. You want to create something that has long-term potential for true lasting bonds, true lasting care, friendships, love, whatever, however, work, doesn't matter. And you're taking that authority now. You're using that, your own authority, to, again, bring this to light. This is what I would like for it to be changed, to be looked at, to be considered. Some more effort involved. And then, beautiful. It says perspective, communication, lead by example. Look at this, 99. Light worker, service, conclusions. This is what they want, how they want you to conduct yourself. Your perspective and your communicating clearly. Lead by example. The end of the cycle, conclusions. Your work and service to self. The light work that you are stepping into and have been in, and how that light work works for you. Again, especially speaking about us talking about you coming out of that shadow energy, right? So, you're emotional. This is how they would like you to conduct, or their suggestions for you too. It says the King of Wands. Yep, that power, that passion, going after what it is that you're seeking, communicating that clearly, leading by example, creating from this new place or newfound confidence. It's like a beauty up too. I feel like a sense of comfort in oneself. Therefore, I don't know, it's like, you know, when people have, like, when they get a chance to really relax and, like, their skin looks better, they look more relaxed. Like, it's that kind of energy is what I'm getting. It's lovely. Emotionally. Ooh, the Coffin. Conclusions again, end what needs to end for new beginnings. And I think that's exactly what you're doing emotionally, being okay with having to let go of whatever might happen based on what is communicated and how you choose to stand in your leadership. You know, like, and that's, I think this is a beautiful energy to be in. Oh, this is lovely. And it feels very calm for me, like, as I'm reading this. There's no like overexcitement. It's like, I've had a while to think about this. You know, this is nothing hasty right now. And I think that's why I didn't even bring that up when it came to the Knight of Wands. It's just like quick movement away from this, but I never said hasty. Hasty didn't come in. And then the King of Wands comes here. So there is that evolution of, you know, the archetypes in the wand suits. But it's again, it's just because of the responsibility. It's a matter of you emotionally just leveling up, and again, ending a cycle to step into this particular path. Why doubt it? Exactly. Why doubt this emotion? Why doubt what you're feeling? If something needs to end, trust it. It doesn't mean that you're closing doors. You're just like, I'm just moving this way. You can follow and we can come and hold hands and be kumbaya-ish, but the way that we had been doing it doesn't work anymore. It's unbalanced. And if we're not able to meet in the middle, then I have to continue. That's legitimately how it feels. No shade, you know? All love, just I gotta go if that's what it is. I love you, but I gotta go. So the 7th position here is suggestions for a rational approach to this turning point in your path. Ooh, look at that, 7 of Wands. Does that feel rational? Oh, frick, I love it though. Because with this 7 of Wands, because it's the after tarot, I like that he's above everyone. Like, I know that he's jumping, but like, I know this, it feels savage in this. Like, he could swing and knock all of them out in one swoop if he's like martial arts trained, because that's all I'm seeing right now. But like, it's almost like there's this fight for what you want. Like I said, stand your ground. And being above, in a sense, above and elevated from them as that jumping, it's like you are leaping into this path, jumping into this path. So why doubt? Of course, they want you to bring in compassion, and you have been, and you will always. Like I said, there's no like boiling of emotions here. It's very simmered. You know, it's just that you have to use that fire now for you. That's really it. The scythe, look at this. Talk about swinging, right? Cutting out, clearing out, and then harvesting. That's exactly what your rational approach spirits, like, they asking you to go a little bit savage, my love. Like, no joke. It's like you've been very soft and docile and complacent, or just compatible, like deliberately choosing to be compatible because you can. It's not like that you didn't want to, just like there's just, I don't have to, like, these parts of me don't need necessarily to be filled by you or by this. But then you realize at some point that, oh, all I'm doing is giving here. Like, they legitimately are not really giving me anything back. Unless it's like circumstantial or just happenstance, you know? Yeah, and so their suggestion for your rational approach is like, stay in that power and, like they said, cut out what needs to be cut out and harvest what can be harvested. The rest is it. That's it. That's all. And then look at this. I dream about you all the time, and I feel like I dream about this, like, in a sense of, I wanted things to be better. I want this to work out. And also, I've been dreaming about, meaning I've been allowing myself to stay in a place that has been diminishing some of what are my wants. You know, so I've dreamt about saying this, speaking this, being in this, and now I'm finally stepping into my light. That's what I'm getting. It's like, what have you put on hold, in a sense? The irrational approach is to go after what you want, what you need, what will fulfill you, what will sustain you. So that's the turning point, my lovely. It's all this energy here. Friday might be a significant day. They're bringing me to the 9s in particular. 9s might be significant, and 8s and 9s, and 5, but I saw 8 and 9 first. Okay, let's get your closing guidance, my lovely. Archangel Gabriel, or Gabriel. Self-expression, creativity, North Star, exactly. That self-expression, that creativity, following your star, your North Star, your sun, you know? Expressing yourself, communicating clearly. And the number 3. And look, 3, 5, 8, all of them. Clear seeing, Horus, intention and perspective. This is all being reiterated here, lovely. Perspective is here. clear seeing, with the North Star. Where was I seeing this clear seeing? Here. Perspective, clear seeing, communications, light worker, Horus, with the sun energy over here. The perspective of what you need. I got all kerfuffled because of the numbers, because I wasn't going to say 3 because I was seeing 5, 4, 4, 4. So I'm going to do all the numbers. 3s could be significant, 4s could be significant, 3, 5, 8s, and 9s. So my beautiful collective of pile 1, that is the turning point on your path. This area here, how you've been thinking, how they want you to conduct yourself moving forward. If you've been feeling this niggling of something needs to change, that it's time to come out from behind the shadows or from your own shadow work, Spirit is saying, yes, you are right. If you've been feeling about friendships or family, any type of relationship, Spirit's saying it is right, it's the right time. There are certain things that need to come to a conclusion. It's time. Oh, my beautiful collective, I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Keep watering your lives. I'm sending you so much love. Until next time, ciao. Welcome my pal 2 who chose the gray moonstone or black moonstone. Let's spread out your cards. All right, my beautiful collective of pile 2. So this energy, the center energy over here is going to be how to recognize the turning point in the path. All these 5 cards in here. These are your guidance cards. This side over here is going to be your past conduct, how you've conducted yourself up until now. This right side over here is going to be Spirit suggestion, how they'd like you to conduct yourself in the future. And like I said, your guidance. All right, so let's get into your messages, my pile 2s. You have the lily. Wow, and the ring. So my collective of pile 2. It feels like, okay, so the lily talks about sexual intimacy. It talks about long-term relations. It talks about wisdom, family. I feel more like fatherly energy, like a masculine energy, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It's like a personal thing I feel with this lily card. And the ring talks about commitments, contracts, unions, coming together, choices, you know? And it feels like this is a turning point. If you want to take it legitimately as in a proposal, you definitely can be. You can, excuse me. But I'm going to use this in a more general sense of for everybody, you know? So what I'm really feeling here, my lovelies, is the turning point is either an actual connection, a commitment to something, a love of something really blossoming and growing and being very fulfilling and long-lasting. This is interesting, wow. Then we have Valor, 7 of Wands, something that you fought for, something that you wanted, something you put a lot of effort into. I'm feeling in a lot of time. 7 years might be very significant. Wow, and then the sun, yeah, my goodness. Because I was literally just about to say March. I was like March 7th or March 25th. But, because I was like, is there something else more significant about that? And I was like, well, spring is about to start, you know? And then I was looking at the lilies. I was like, flowers, something's blossoming. And then the sun comes out. So I would say, I would guess if they're sort of semi giving me a time frame here, it's like spring season might be significant for the blossoming of this path change, this turning point. Interesting. Wow. And then empathic spiritual awakening, 77, psychic gifts to serve your life purpose. Look at this, contracts, right? Maybe that's what this is too. Something you fought for, your spiritual gifts, your evolution, your ascension, your shadow work, your studies, whatever it is, like love. It doesn't, in any way that this could play out, but this feels like something very big, 𝗤𴂂, like big. Wow. So this side over here is your conduct, your rational behavior, how you've been thinking up until now. We're going to obviously in context with, you know, the turning point in the path. Six of Wands in the reverse. Haven't been feeling very victorious at all. Feeling like you're continuously fighting for something, fighting for more or for the things that you want. I don't feel defeated. I just feel like you just keep going. Like that's it. You're like, I'm just gonna keep going until I find it. And it feels like you maybe you haven't had much victory, haven't had much success, or just haven't found the right thing, you know, or fit, or place, or niche, or whatever the case is. Then the snake, interesting. Interesting. You're feeling like there's a whole bunch of snakes, and there's nobody that's really like truly wanting to serve, you know, really to serve, and not like in a selfish serving way. Yeah, the number 7 is really significant for you guys. This is interesting because their spirit's now giving me like a feeling of, how do I word this? Almost for you, my viewer, that a part of your unconscious purpose or unconscious doings in the past have been trying to I don't know what the right word is, conform, convert, conform or convert, like the snake energies, the shadow energies, the manipulators, the narcissists. It's like you've been trying to enlighten them in some way. And I'm getting like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So it just feels like it's not really moving anywhere, or that it's coming on deaf ears, or that there's nobody that you can really trust, or that really wants to do the work, or really understands unions in all aspects of that word. Interesting. And then it says, ask a friend, and I feel that this is... Oh man, sorry if you heard my stomach growl. I'm feeling like this is a friend of yours. Okay, so I'm feeling that the snake, or the feelings of the snake energy, is coming from your friendship dynamics. This is actually coming up a lot in the collective, actually, recently for me, for my readings. And or you've always been that friend that they come to for advice, for wisdom. And like I said, you've been trying to transmute these energies of the lower vibration, you know, of the snake energy. There's 2 things there that I'm feeling. So it's either, or both, quite honestly. You can still be that person who people come to, and there are still friends or people around you that you're like, do you guys even know what being a friend is, or what being in a friendship or a union means? Like what it means to be considered, you know? Interesting. Let's see what your emotions are, your unconscious behaviors, you know, how you've been feeling about this. Completion. 4 of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, like no harmony, no foundation's not solid. There's no celebration to be had in that area. Feeling like there's something lacking, or that you're missing the mark in some way. And then the lily again. Look at this. It's like I said, it's coming right back up, like missing the mark in some way. Like trying to bring some understanding and clarity and knowledge to what's actually going on. Like, I don't know, there's something I just heard you try to bring light to people and situations that don't recognize their own light. But because you've been doing that for so long and haven't been replenished sufficiently, properly, it begins to feel like somebody has poked a hole in your sides and is drinking it out. Oh my God, I don't know why they're giving me this analogy. So I don't know if I think I've said this many times on my channel that I'm a big animation fan. And they're bringing me to Sausage Party. It's very crude. If you're not comfortable with that, I don't suggest you watch it. But it's very crude, and the villain in this animation, I can't remember if he's like a douche, like he's an actual douche squirter, or he's some sort of plunger. Either way, but he ends up trying to like suck the life force, like the juice out of everything and everyone, you know, so that he can get bigger and better, or whatever the case is. But that's sort of I don't know why they gave me that analogy, but that's the visual they gave me for this. It's like, I don't know, it's almost like little gremlins just siphoning off you like leeches. And you're like, I don't know if I can sustain this anymore in some way. There's something about that. There's an emotional unbalance in this, but I really do feel like what might be the pivotal moment for you, or the turning point in this, is either recognizing that enough is enough, and or somebody or something else comes in and shows you the other, where the rest of it doesn't matter anymore, and you can sort of like release what wasn't working. Like there's two energies that are very, yeah, look, ask for what you want. You know, and I think this is what this is about. It's like I either need to speak up and say, you know, what's not working. Maybe I do need to ask a friend, or actually speak to this friend, or speak to this person or the thing, and speak my truth. Speak what I've understood, what I feel like is missing, what's not compatible, what's not working, etc. But I also feel like to self, like ask for what you want in yourself, like do that for yourself and go after that. And if and when new energies come into your life, be clear, ask exactly for what you want. Don't be afraid to ask the hard questions. Okay, and let's see how you've been perceived, how others take in your energy, etc. The Queen of Wands in the reverse. They just said to me that this is a recent energy. It's because they just said because you've already been feeling this. The shift has already begun, is what they just said with this card. And people are looking at you almost in a way of, like they're giving to me like, what's wrong with her? Like, I know this is, you don't have to be a her, but this is how they're saying it, like, what's wrong with her? Why is she being so sensitive or so reactive? You know, it's that kind of response now, because they're not used to this, I guess, this clarity, this brightness of you, this directness, I feel, of you. There's something about that. Let's see what else is here. Yeah, the key. Spirit just said you had to do this for them to take it seriously. Because of the fact that you've always been that person to sort of like, that you can empathize with, or that you will empathize with them, that you'll find and show sympathy for them and compassion for them. It's not to say that you're not doing that, but right now it's feeling like you had to sort of like flip your energy so that like, it's almost like not everybody is taught lasting lessons with sugar. I'm a strong believer in that. Not everybody does believe that. Don't get me wrong. People say it's better to do it, feed it with sugar. It doesn't always work, my friends. Not if you want that lasting change. The sweetness comes after that hard, in my opinion. The sweetness can continue. I'm speaking from experience based on my own particular teaching style. And I have contemplated with that, you know, too sweet, too much. I've talked about this before. And what I feel or what I find is there's a certain point of what's expected when it comes to disciplining in a certain area, right? And when it comes to discipline with ourselves, we tend to be a little bit more laxed, you know, or a lot more judgmental, or whatever the spectrum is for you, you know? But when we're dealing with other people, sometimes like you have to give tough love. It's necessary, because sometimes the sweetness goes nowhere, and they continue to take advantage. It'll last a month, it'll last a week, and then it goes right back to where it is. Lasting change is what I'm saying. Sometimes it's necessary, especially depending on where that person's growth is. And this is what it feels like. You had to kind of flip the script on certain people, and it feels like now they're like, what's wrong with you? And look, and this is why your dreams are within reach, a wish is granted. This is what I feel like. You're going after what you want now. You know? Even if it's like these spiritual gifts that are awakening and opening, and you have a new perspective on life and a new perspective of how you serve in general, you know? And how that serving had not been serving yourself, quite literally, you know? So this thing is about bonds, contracts, connections, love, platonic, business, doesn't matter. It feels like it can encompass in many areas. I feel the less likely for business and work, but it still can apply. So this position here is how Spirit wants you to conduct yourself in the future, or its suggestions to you. Ace of Swords in the reverse. Okay. This is interesting, because this would not be what I would suggest. But it's saying to you to like... Oh, okay, sorry. Let me clarify. I understand what you're saying. It's saying like, take your wisdom quietly if it's not respected or understood, and bounce. It's a matter of like it's sort of like you don't have to fight, for them to get your perspective, or to get them or it to understand what you actually need and what you want. And it's almost like, well, if that's the case, like I did what I can to try and make this last, because I don't want this necessarily to end this way, but I did what I can. And if we're not able to find a compromise, I'm just going to take my wisdom, what I've learned, and I will find something that fits better, that suits better, that listens better. Yeah, a new beginning. I'll find my new beginning, that new start, that movement elsewhere, you know? It's not like a threat. I don't feel like it's a threat. It's a literally, again, similar to Pile 1 when I said it's not an ultimatum. It's just sort of like a matter of fact. This is what it is. Like, this is reality. For me, this is my perspective. And if you're not able to try to see my perspective, or want to change, or not able to, then that's okay. And I have to be okay with that. And I have to be okay to move on, or figure out a way that works for me. Look, the choice has always been yours, and that's exactly right. That's how Spirit wants you to conduct yourself. It's always been your choice. You can get up and go and take your wisdom, but you spoke your truth, is what I feel, or you will. But it feels like you've already, in some degree, spoken your truth. If not, then they're asking you to before you make your final decision. Emotionally, let's see how they'd like you to conduct yourself, or their suggestions anyway. The Chariot. This is the after tarot, by the way, just in case you want to know. This is a 𝗱ᴜ tarot. Yeah, again, now this one's about movement. You see these Sphinx have legs and they're walking. They're not stationary, they're not planted, they're walking. It's like the beginning of, it's like I will I want to say gladly. It's not quite gladly, but it's sort of like I will move if this is what's needed, if this is where more peace will be, if this is the more graceful exit. Like, I will do what's necessary. But I do want you, whoever that you is, or they, or them, or whatever it is, to know that this is what I would love, because I still want to maintain something here. But if this can't happen, as I said, you're going to make moves. Again, conversation. Emotionally, they want you to be more communicative, or to speak more clearly in the future. And this is probably where it's like, ask for what you want. So now Spirit is telling me that you haven't maybe fully communicated exactly what it is that you need, even if you feel like you've been clear. They're saying like, find another way again, or try again in some other way, but it's about communication. And I actually, they're telling me that they do not, this is usually like any type of communication, but I'm feeling like you need to have a sit down, like face to face. They said so that nobody can run from their emotion. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so nobody can run. Close your eyes and feel. So nobody can run from the emotion. Close your eyes and feel what's right for you. The choice has always been yours. So you're going to know what's right to do, or what's going to feel right for you to do in this scenario, the situation. So what I'm feeling here, the turning point for you, my lovely, is I think about you actually vocalizing this. Vocalizing what you need for a better union, for a better connection, for more empathy, for more service to one another, for more clarity, for more clear communication. You know, for some of your wants to be granted. You know, for that sun to shine on areas where you've been fighting to maintain or keep or create. So the position 7 over here is your, I guess, suggested rational approach to the situation moving forward, to this path. Knight of Wands in the reverse. Yep, nothing too fast, nothing too quick. Again, that's why they're saying, like, communicate a little bit better. Try one more time. There's something that needs to be said or communicated, like spoken clearly. I'm really getting that strongly now. So don't move too quickly. Really think about what it is that needs to be done, what you would like, what you can and are not willing to compromise, you know? And then the bear. Yeah, you're protected. And again, you want something that is with true care, true support, true protection, true safety in that connection, you know? Something that's nurturing. Again, same thing, considerate. There's this very big emphasis and energy on that recently. Okay, let's see what else. Today. Oh my goodness. Your rational approach today. Go into that mother energy and that nurturing energy within self and really think about what it is that you want to communicate, how you want to move forward, what you would like and what you need for this wish to be granted. Your dreams are within reach. How to use this Queen of Wands in the reverse energy to the benefit of the situation or scenario. Because we are here in the Queen of Wands in the reverse, and they want you to be more of the Knight of Wands in the reverse. So slower, maybe, again, like, I know I was talking about this tough love, and this is where I think that you had to be, right? But I think that they're talking about you, like, trying to soften up why you need it this way. Is it an actual projection, or is it a need? You know, no judgments. It's literally just for you to think about. Because I legitimately said this, and I still strongly feel this. I do feel like sometimes it's necessary, and maybe you got to that point where this is all I can do for somebody to hear me, because you're not listening, you know, like you're not hearing me. And now I feel that once you speak or communicate clearly, you can go into this nurturing energy and be like, I don't need to move quickly. My piece has been said, so it's up to you now to make a choice now, because I've made mine, you know? Beautiful. Let's see your guidance. Closing guidance. Beautiful. Archangel Christiel, higher consciousness. That's right. Light in Christ's light. That's it. Again, empathic, spiritual awakening, psychic gifts to serve. This is what's happening in you. Like, there has been an ascension of some kind. And I feel like a deep perspective has changed. And I think that's sort of like why you voiced it, or why Spirit is asking you to voice it, or why you're feeling it, I should say, so that you can create what it is that you're actually wanting now, knowing, having more clarity on what that is, about that life purpose. And then Archangel Raguel. Relationship healing, calm harmony. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what this whole reading feels like. Exactly right. you know, and that's the guidance here for you, my love. Like sevens, like I said, are very significant for you. Very, very. So, yeah, this is, sorry, there's just so much to take in. It feels really nice. It's not easy though, don't get me wrong, but it's a beautiful evolution of wanting like sustainability of a true community. You know, whether that's a community within one person or within multiple people. It's like, this is what you want, that relationship healing, that higher consciousness, that's what you're trying to do. And you being in the higher state of consciousness needs to be okay with, if this is not able to come to this sort of middle ground, I have to be okay to do what's best for me. Oh, my beautiful collective of Pile 2, I hope that was helpful. I am sending you so much love. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep watering your lives. Ciao. Welcome, my Pile 3 who chose the Rainbow Moonstone. Let's spread out your cards. Okay, my beautiful Pile 3s. So the center section over here is going to be how to recognize the turning point on your path. These 5 cards here. This left side over here is going to be how you've conducted yourself in the past. The right side is going to be Spirit suggestion on how they'd like you to conduct yourself in the future, and then your final guidance cards. All right, so let's see it here. Nice, we have the Stork. And the Man. Ooh. Straightforward, it's like a new beginning with a man. A masculine energy. Wow, it's like there's no fluff about this. It's just like straight up a new beginning with a man, or it's a new beginning from a man, a masculine energy. Like with and from, meaning like, okay, so let's say that you have like a situationship as an example, you know, and there can be a new beginning with that situationship. And I feel that new beginning starts and comes from the masculine energy. That's what I'm getting at. So with and from. Interesting, let's see. Then we have 7 of Swords, futility. Ooh. So I'm curious, is the turning path this new beginning now, or will it be, or is it because of manipulation in the past, either from in the connection or just outside circumstances? Is it about this masculine energy finally being able to confront its own personal demons, you know, and no longer feeling futile against oneself or against this opportunity with you, my viewer? Or if you are the masculine energy, there's just a new beginning for you, you know, out of past manipulations, past deceit. I'm hearing mostly lies, like lies. This is so interesting. And then the Garden. Yeah, it's like something is coming out to be shown, to be expressed, to be spoken about, like something is coming. And it honestly right now feels like more like a reconciliation from this masculine energy because of past behaviors. That's what it feels like. Again, if this is you or the masculine energy this may be applying to. Choose. Woo! Woo! Yeah, man, I really do feel like this masculine chooses now to like own up. If this is you or not, regardless, whoever the masculine energy is, I feel like is choosing to own up, to show accountability. I just heard finally. Come out from hiding and speak the truth. What I've kept so close to my chest, afraid to share. I just heard afraid to not be chosen. Okay, so then let's see how you've been thinking, your conscious attitude, your rational behavior. How have you been conducting yourself? The Lovers. Wow. Wow. With love, with compassion, with understanding. Again, with you choosing, it feels like you wanted all of it, you know, like you approached it with love, with all that goodness. And then the whip. So interesting. Did it start too quickly? Did somebody get scared? Was it too intense from the beginning? Did somebody feel undeserving of a type of love given? Did it start and end quickly? Ooh, there's so many energies here. So how you were thinking that you felt like this was, or there was a genuine love or connection, and it, like I said, either started really quickly and ended really quickly, or there was this feeling of unworthiness, of not feeling deserving of the type of love being given. It does feel like karmically ordained to some degree. Wow. Then you have inner wisdom and intuition, number 44, archangels, work with them. Yeah, I feel like there's something that you just really felt or knew about this person, or could genuinely connect to on this very deep level, you know. And I feel like I really am feeling like it's this person's energy that got scared or ran away or is the runner, because they're really bringing me to this, like, almost like the running stance in the masculine fairies energy here. And I'm really drawn to the stork and the masculine energy being in two separate directions, you know. And it feels like somebody ran away. They like legitimately got scared of how and what they were feeling. Let's see what you were feeling then. Temperance. You weren't asking for much. You weren't trying to go too quickly. I feel like it was a literal feeling. Like it wasn't anything like action-wise. It wasn't like you forced for more, excuse me, or, you know, projected anything more than just love. And again, I think this person may not be used to your type of love, especially with that Seven of Swords energy. Like you're just like so balanced and so unified within self that they're like, who is this goddess or god that is thinking that I am anything special or worthy of this? Like they may have put you on an invisible pedestal that they didn't even know they did. Or you just reflected to them how much better that they wanted to be and that they felt that they couldn't be. It highlighted their insecurities. Yeah, the book, right? And this book is closed. You felt like sort of in the dark, like not knowing if this person was interested or not, if you should put your time in. They're maybe fairly quiet, haven't been communicative about how they actually feel. There's been a withholding of information and emotions in particular. And I do feel like it's partially from you too, but I think that you can't really like give more than what's being given at the moment, you know? And it's like, well, choose. You know, like, I don't know if it's you choose or them choose, but it's still choose. And then holy moly, look at this. Divine life purpose, number 22, soul mission, inner wisdom. Inner wisdom and intuition. This is what I'm trying to tell you. It's sort of like karmically ordained, this sort of connection here. You have already, 2s might be really significant for you, but 2s and 4s so far. And 1s. Like there is like this deep inner knowing and wisdom with this connection. There's something that feels like different. That's all, different with this person. Okay, let's see how you've been conducting yourself, how people have been viewing you, how you've been received. Indolence, 8 of Cups. Indifference is what they're telling me. People might be perceiving you as indifferent because you're not making a stink or making a fight or creating drama. That's so funny. Not funny, haha, funny like interesting, because a friend, this is so weird. I don't know if my energies are intertwined in this or this is sort of just a collective energy of what's happening, but it's almost like because this person has been so, it feels anyway, like not had really true, genuine, loving relationships, that it's always been like, you know, hurt or be hurt kind of vibe. And I feel like because you're not fighting and creating drama and you know, upheaval, that there's something that's not real or something like that. I literally was talking about this in Pile 2 about a friend of mine, and they're bringing me to another part of this same conversation that I was talking about in Pile 2. And it, for me, was asking, when I was asking specific questions about like, what can I do to make this friendship better for us, you know? One of the responses was like, just curious, what do you want out of this? What are you expecting out of this? And I was like, what? What do you mean expecting? Like, I don't know. Should I be expecting something? Like, it was so, because my brain doesn't function that way. I'm like, I'm expecting to have a friend. Like, that's my only expectation. And me being a friend or a good friend, I want to know these things so I can be a better friend. Like, that is my own expectation. But this person is so used to people fucking with them all the time that this is their train of thought. It's like, what are you getting out of this? Like, what do you want out of this? Like, what's your ulterior motive? And it's crazy, you know? And this is what this is making me feel like, because it's not like, I don't feel like you walked away from anything. You just let it be. You're like, well, I can't force you to do shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm just gonna be here, but I'm not really here. I'm not like, it doesn't appear that you're like waiting for them or that you're affected by them, their choice or lack of making a choice. That's what they might be perceiving, or how you might be perceived. This is interesting. And then the House, yeah, like you're just solid, you're good, like nothing's bothering you. Like you're solid, like that, you're just doing you. You know, walk away from the situation and I'll just do me. And that's not necessarily wrong. And it's probably very true, you know? Because that's what you have to do. What else are you gonna do? You know, you've done this work, you've given the love, you've been patient and temperate, you've allowed space, you know? What do? Exactly. This is exactly right. Minutes, hours, days, doesn't matter. Time is an illusion. It's like, it doesn't really matter like how, I can't force anybody. That's the point. I can't force this to happen. It's either a choice or not. And I've already chosen, this is what it feels like energetically, my viewer. You've chosen this energy, whoever or whatever this is, you've chosen it. And this person or thing ran from their own feeling and from you, technically. They ran. Interesting. Okay, let's see how Spirit wants you to conduct yourself in the future. Their suggestion, anyway. Oh shit, Seven of Swords in the After Tarot. This is the After Tarot deck. This is the ᴑᴱᴜ Tarot. But you have it again. They want you to act like this. And this is what I see here. I see, do not fall into my own traps. Or to the same traps. That's how they want you to conduct yourself. Like, either if this is like an energy that has been repeating for you, like this type of energy, even if it's with the same person or not, it's like, don't fall into the same traps of, one, either running after or chasing after something that is not ready or doesn't want to be, or whatever the case is. Or two, you falling trapped to running away or leaving it alone before it's time, or not fighting for it. Like, we'll see how this progresses, but there's two energies there. But what I legitimately see first is don't fall into the same traps, into my same old traps. And that's for you to know, whether that's being like, I'm so used to these type of energies that they keep playing the same role again, don't fall into it again, you know? And, or if it's like, if it's an echo to like how to notice this, maybe this is the key contender, you know, of this energy learning no longer to fall into the trap, you know, of themselves, of the own manipulation, of the manipulation, of seeing you not as the trap, you know, but as a way out. This is so curious. Yeah, as a way out. Look at you. And for you too, like not falling into the traps, and you're like that way out. It's like from this manipulation, from this old behavior, like you're a part of that. Again, this karmically, it's destined somehow. This meeting, this connection, this confrontation. Because we have the man and the woman in two different decks here. Oh my goodness. This is maybe more about you, my friend. You do not leave insanity by going somewhere else. You leave it simply by accepting reason where there was madness. This is exactly what I'm feeling. This is it. It's like I'm not falling into my traps. I'm not chasing after something or someone that doesn't see my value anymore. As much as I love and want to give love, you have to choose. I feel like this is my pile with you guys by pile 3. Like, I get this so heavily. This is from A Course in Miracles, this quote, by the way. And this is perfect. It's a perfect of how they want to conduct yourself. It's like, you got to do you, my love. No matter what, you got to do you. Let's see how they want you to handle yourself emotionally. 5 of Cups in the reverse, yeah. No sorrow, no loss, no crying over spilt milk. The opportunities were there. The chances were there. There's nothing to cry about, you know? I didn't run away. We didn't run away. It's here. Just choose. And the bouquet, yeah, the gift. It's like, it's here. I'm not sad about anything. And there's spirit saying, like, don't be sad about this, even if this doesn't come around in the way that you want, or if it's not with the person you've been thinking. I know this is easy for me to say because my emotions aren't involved in what you're feeling here, but I know this energy well, and why I'm saying that with calmness is because this is truth. Like, you can't leave insanity by just going somewhere else. It's just running away, you know? It doesn't help. You can't sweep shit under the rug. It doesn't work. You know, eventually it piles up or catches up, whatever way. It's either you deal with it now or deal with it later when you think you can handle it, then something else is going to pop up that you think you can't handle, you know? And so the Spirit's like, there's nothing to cry about. This is a gift for you. This, whatever happens is a blessing, you know? Look at this. Walker, there is no path. You make the path as you walk. I really feel like this is talking to both of you. Like, I do feel like this feels like a partnership of some kind between two people. And this here, both, like, don't fall into your own traps. Walk away if you need to. Also being like, this person needs to learn how to not fall into their own traps and walk away. Excuse me, not walk away, but understand and accept what is. And then for you here, also not crying over anything that may happen, that this is a gift, that I'm creating the path that I want. And same for this person, this energy. There is no path. You choose it. You create it as you walk. Do you choose it? Again, with that path in that garden here. Are you ready to come out and be seen, to be expressive, to be authentic, to be genuine? Okay, let's see how Spirit wants you to rationally approach the situation now, moving in the future. Ace of Wands. With passion, and I heard passion and compassion. But it's like, maybe there's a need to show a little bit more, I guess maybe a little bit more intention or attention to this energy. Maybe they need that a little bit more. There's nothing wrong with that. And then the ships. But that's quick movement here, hey? I'm hearing being able to be flexible while still knowing exactly what you want. I'm hearing that there is going to be movement forward, and I think that they might be suggesting to you to sort of meet halfway. Like, I honestly do believe that this person needs to do most of the trekking to you. I am 100% feel that. But I do feel because of the way that this person has been or their energies, they unfortunately need you to come to them just a little bit. But if you had before come past halfway, too much. You don't go halfway this time either. It's like, I'll take my 2-3 steps towards you, but I'll wait here now. I'm not going to go all the way to you and then you not do the work, you know, or you not recognize the insanity of what's happening, you know? And then open up. Yeah, they want you to open up more. That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's, again, 3 steps. 3 steps to open up towards them a little bit. Again, like I said, that's totally up to you. And I know, I feel this. I feel that it's like, what the hell? They're the ones who should be making the moves. I agree. I honestly, truly agree. But I just feel because you are the more enlightened one in this energy here, you are the higher spiritually evolved soul in this connection at the moment. So can you be the bigger person and not compromise too much of yourself, but have a little bit more space for this person to feel like they can open up more? Maybe you need to open up a little bit more so that they can feel more expressive. Again, not your responsibility, but there is something about wanting this. And that's why I keep giving you something to try, you know? But if you don't, then leave it be. Let them choose and just open up to the experience that comes, you know? But it does feel like there's something about a want here. So whether that's that energy, their energy, or yours, it's still applicable. So it feels like the turning point in the path is either this ultimatum or they're running away or they're coming back in at some point. Like there's a choice here, and it feels like it needs to be really considered. Really considered. Oh wow. Yeah, I feel like the spirit might want you to give a little bit more, just a little bit more love into the situation. Not that you haven't been giving enough, but just a little bit more if you can. Okay, your final closing guidance. Goddess Lakshmi. Prosperity, beauty, and fortune. Yeah, it's almost like you have a lot more like abundance to give in energy, in spirit, and something else, you know? Like there's something that you can give to the scenario in some way, even if it's energetically for that matter. You know, if you're just sending that, deliberately sending love and light and openness and saying in your meditations, I'm open for communication, please feel comfortable, it's safe here, and talk to them, you know? And eventually that energetic frequency will hit them. And then Saint Dymphna? I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. Mental health and well-being and support. Exactly. There is something about this mental health, like how you think, not you. This energy, how this energy thinks about some of that distorted energy that they've been in for a very long time. How it's distorted, again, their mental perception of things. You know, what's actually supportive, what's beautiful, what's prosperous, what's for the benefit of the whole, what's the well-being here, what is my well-being? And same for you. Is this creating too much stress in you that you need to let go of it? Is this enough support? Have you been giving enough support? Have you been getting enough support? You know, all of these things are contenders for this dynamic to find that temperance, to be in balance again, or period. But they're bringing me to the lotus flower on this. You know, there is something that's coming out of the mud, I'm telling you. It's a shift somewhere, and I do feel like it's still energetically in this energy, but it's also within you. And it's a matter of like what you choose to do with that moving forward. Oh, my beautiful collective. So the turning point for you on this is how to recognize is either this, like I said, this new beginning with or from or for this gentleman, And I feel like the past energies have been a little futile. It really does feel that way when it comes to efforts on their side, or perceived efforts, I should say, about how they show up to you, and maybe they didn't choose you. Maybe they didn't, again, it really does feel like they ran away from something that was really beautiful, and it really just scared the shit out of them. And sometimes having something that's surface and easy, where it's sort of mind-numbing, works for where they might be at spiritually or mentally. But I don't think that they really want that, you know? And that's the reason why, like I said, you shone a light on them in some way that was like, holy shit. Wow, my beautiful collective Pile 3, I hope that was helpful. I am sending you so much love. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep watering your lives. Ciao.